Hey there, so today we have another review, and obviously Katie's back. It's been years.
No,
right?
it has not.
Okay, it's been a while since Katie's been in a review. We're doing Pumking. Alright, well, sorry. I'll let her. You want to pour it?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Sorry.
And, so we're in the, I guess, end of August? Yeah, around there. It's crazy because, like, October is the hype, the peak of pumpkin beer, but we're obviously like a month and a half away.
I poured mine better.
Yeah, whatever works. Let's think of the pumpkin. This is a classic. She picked this up at Publix.
It was on clearance.
Yeah.
It was
So
on
good
clearance.
job. We got clearance beer. So how much you pay for a clearance beer? $2?
It was like $3.50.
That's pretty good because like I think the 4-pack goes for $17. I want to say something like that, and then or $16 something like that. So this is a very good price.
Aren't I just so thoughtful?
Yeah. Here comes a really
Yeah.
nice. What is this?
I would say
Deep-
it's like a
deep-
glassy caramel.
Yeah. Deep gold color.
Deep
Not
gold.
amber. Not amber for sure. Really nice clarity to that. Obviously your glass is not completely clean, unfortunately. Sorry about that.
It's been up there for a while. I don't drink much anymore.
It smells like pumpkin. Not super. What am I looking for? Sometimes it's like allspice and nutmeg forward. It's like lightly cinnamony, a little bit caramelly.
No, if you breathe it through the mouth, you do get some of the nutmeg, for sure,
Well, they have all that.
and allspice.
Yeah, they do pumpkin and natural flavor. So probably on their website they have all that. How do you like it?
I almost get like a weird, like an underripe peach type
There's
thing.
a sweet fruitiness that is like gourd.
And also like a spent bubble gum.
Yeah, that's a fun one.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of this kind of like what is that? I don't know if it's fermentation profile and esters. It can be like this bubblegummy kind of thing. Yeah.
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 I mean, that could be why it's on clearance.
It's so weird. How I describe beer sometimes is by color, and it smells pink to you, right?
It smells like dirty pink.
Pink. Yeah.
Dirty pink. Dirty bubble gum. Like, like you get those
So weird.
bubble gums and you chew them to the just
Yeah.
very end and it gets to like that rubbery latex
Sure.
taste and
A little bit of
texture.
that, and then
Yeah.
imagine you do that to a Big Red too.
Big Red is a little bit different. Okay,
So
but I
spicy,
see
but
what
you
you're
go
saying.
all the way, and you combine the two with a pink
Yes.
bubblegum and a Big Red.
I think it's like almost an applesauce, a cinnamon applesauce in there.
There's a fruitiness of applesauce
Yeah.
as well. You're getting great tasting notes. I don't think I would pick it out, but like it's really.
I'm smelling with my mouth.
So I should do Russian Angel.
Oh, weird. It's got like a banana bread.
So you're correct on the aroma. This beer has a forward ester character, which are banana, bubblegum, apples. Like, I don't know why the fermentation is so pushed to be ester forward, but it does certainly have that. Part of it also is not maybe only ester formation, but the pumpkin. The pumpkin's a fruit.
Yeah.
And if you don't like cook or do so much to pumpkin, it is very fruity. It's very fruity,
Yeah.
right? Like part of like Chinese cuisine and my experience. Like I've eaten pumpkin before. Pumpkin's a quite fruity kind of like quote unquote vegetable, but it's really fruit, but whatever.
It can really be very versatile. You can make pumpkin. It's like one of those things that you can make savory and you can make sweet. It can either be like squash, zucchini, where we add like all these spices and things, or it can be pie.
What do you think about this beer at 8.6%?
8.6.
Holy
I
camoles.
should not finish this.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
it
say
is.
that.
It is a big beer.
I actually don't drink much anymore, so I think I've had 3 seltzers tonight, and I am.
That's why
I'm
she's in the
good.
video, by the way.
I'm good. Yeah, that's why I'm doing a video. I don't drink much anymore. I've been busy working. I think that this doesn't totally encompass the whole pumpkin vibe for me.
The spices are really tamed.
Yeah, it does have like some fallness to it. It tastes more like how Michigan fall smells to me. If that makes sense. Like it's got like that dry, like astringent, just the earth is switching over to a new season. It's just I don't know, it's just a really unique taste to scent for me.
Yeah.
It is fall. It encompasses fall, but it does not encompass pumpkin for me.
Yeah.
Pumpkin King.
For me,
Pumpkin.
how about this? I'm gonna give my final impression, and I'll give you yours. The beer in general is pretty bland. I feel like this beer in general was never my favorite of the pumpkin beers, and it's definitely one of the most popular now. And it's crazy because this beer's huge. Like I think the Shipyard Pumpkin is probably the best seller in the country, which is like 4 or 5% beer. This is like almost 9. This beer for me is like has nice fruitiness to it, and like fruitiness in the fun way that pumpkin does, all the esters and fermentation profile. It is a super drinkable beer, but like I want a bolder beer behind it. Like I want something a little bit more malty, and then definitely go hard on spices. Like I want a richer pie crust and all that stuff. For me, this is almost like I don't know how to describe it, but it's almost like a pumpkin punch. Like if I can make a drink that was, pumpkin puree into some kind of like thing with a little bit of spicing and a little bit of vodka. Like, it's a pumpkin drink versus like the goal in my mind is to really make a pumpkin pie in a glass. Yeah. Like that would be like the most satisfying thing, and very few beers can do that. Pumpkin beers in general for me suck, and this is one of the most popular beers. It's super drinkable, but it doesn't really have like
I think I'm gonna
much going on to it.
I think I'm gonna offer a little something because you said like.
Do you get a waxy thing too? I get waxy.
Not really, but like I'm gonna offer like a little something. Like you say that you want pumpkin beers to resemble pumpkin pie. However, I think that that's just like maybe a stereotype almost for the for pumpkin itself.
For sure.
But I think if you like break down pumpkin and what it is, like even in this drink, if you take a drink of it and then lick your lips. I did notice some of the flavors that you were looking for, especially more in the crusty flavor.
Yeah.
And more in the sweetness.
A little bit of sweetness.
It's almost like a sugar coating on your lips when
there's
you
a honeyed, almost like honey is in here.
Yeah,
there's a really rich kind of honey flavor. I suspect they use honey malt in here. Really bump up the flavor. But for me, I want a little bit more Maillard, so that Maillard we're going towards bread crust and pie crust and browner flavors, right? Yeah. This is very lean.
As it warms up for me, though, I do get more of the cinnamon brown sugar, like
brown sugar cinnamon,
evaporated. Not the evaporated dairy part of the evaporated milk, but like that type of like syrupy sweetness. Mm-hmm. I kind of get that as it's warming up, but I definitely see where you're coming from. At the same time, like I think that we need to look at like pumpkin beers more as like a fall beer instead of just like a pumpkin pie.
Cool. Well, anyway.
No.
That's your preference. I like pumpkin pie.
I do like pumpkin pie. I'm a pie girl.
I don't like pumpkin pie. I like pumpkin pie in a beer.
Okay.
And I want more malt richness, a little bit more forward on the spicing.
Malt richness, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Here it's pretty lean. Again, right? Makes sense to you, right? It's almost like a wafer or cracker of pumpkin and fall versus like a chunky thing that sort of reminds you of fall. My final impression is this beer gets a And by the way, I really appreciate it because like there's like a lot of flavor characteristics and descriptors that I don't think I would have picked out, but they're certainly there.
There's different ways to taste it, and I think that I discovered that.
The other thing I also get is
tonight.
This like pumpkin thing that a lot of people describe as acetaldehyde. One of the off flavors you can get for Cicerone in Advanced Cicerone, and it's a really hard off flavor for some people. This is a great beer to use for it because it does. Acetaldehyde does taste like this, but obviously they're using pumpkin. Acetaldehyde, by the way, is a fermentation off flavor from like not fully fermenting your beer, and has this kind of green gourd thing, like
I can see this being not
like jack-o'-lanterns.
I can see this being not brewed like long enough, like barrel-aged.
I think
barrel-aged?
No, but I think that's just the beer. Like there's pumpkin in it, but if you're adding pumpkin to a beer that's like quite like vibrant and like oomph. It has a acetaldehyde kind of like flavor to it. So if you want to learn acetaldehyde, I can't imagine there's many beers on the market that necessarily have an off flavor. But this is a good way to sort of maybe learn it without the spike.
Imagine this barrel aged though.
They produce that too.
Rum barrel.
Yeah. As if, did you know that existed?
No.
No, they produce one.
That would be good. That would be good to me, and I think we should try that.
If I can find it. I don't know if they produce anymore.
I'll drink again, just so I can have the...
my final impression is pretty good. I'm going to give it a solid... It's so.
It gets better as it warms up, right?
It does get a little bit better, but I want.
I do get more of that crackery, but it's not like it's not the right kind of cracker.
So I'm gonna give it an 85.
I'm gonna give this I'm gonna say a 92. I actually kind of like this. The more it warms up and the different ways that I'm tasting it, which is funny because I'm not a beer snob anymore. Like
But she likes it. I give it an 85.
I like it. I'm gonna give it.
Two
I'm gonna give it a 92.
Scores.
Yeah.
Cheers. Cheers to having Katie back on the channel. Later, guys. Pumking in August, and I bet this actually was probably produced like in July or June. Cheers. Later, guys.